those little black little balls.
Because shooting free throws when you're drunk is a lot of fun.
You should wear that. It's crazy.
Oh, that'd be so fun. But I'm happy for Holly.
Welcome to the Season 1 finale of More Girls Next Door, where I recap, review, and rehab. You guys know what we do. And I'm truly honored you're here with me for the last episode of the first season from the Girls Next Door series. On December 4th, 2005, episode 15, titled It's Vegas, Baby, aired. And our last Y2K reference of the season is the Pussycat Dolls. If you turned on the radio that year, you heard it. Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me? Their breakout single, Don't Ya, featuring Busta Rhymes, didn't just climb the charts, it strutted up them in 6-inch stilettos. The song peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was basically unavoidable. Clubs, cheer camp, your friend's older sister's car. It was everywhere. But here's what makes this moment so peak 2005. The Pussycat Dolls weren't introduced to us as a wholesome girl group. They were hyper-glamorous, hyper-feminine, hyper-choreographed, lingerie-inspired costumes, fishnets, perfect hair, aggressive eye contact with the camera. Teenage girls at the time memorized every move. They practiced the chair choreography from Buttons, attempted the body roll from Stick With You, and pretended to understand what Beep was censoring. Looking back, the dolls represented something very specific about mid-2000s pop culture: the performance of empowerment through seduction. It was confident, it was polished, it was glossy, but it was also heavily produced and tightly controlled. There was a clear lead, there was a clear image, there was a clear formula. 2005 loved a powerful but curated woman. So when we revisit the Season 1 finale episode of The Girls Next Door and see coordinated outfits, choreographed entrances, or a carefully maintained fantasy of glamour, we have to remember this was the water we were swimming in. The dolls were topping charts, sexy was synonymous with success, precision equaled power. Image was everything. Now, if you'll kick off your candies, hang up your trucker hat, and silence your sidekicks, we'll get into It's Vegas, Baby.
I think I'm lazier driving to the car wash. I kind of like doing my own thing. I don't really like going out and spending money on like a freaking car wash when I could just do it myself. It's hot when chicks wash cars. Bending over, getting all soapy. Oh, I'd love to be in a rap video.
For the season finale, we begin the scene with Kendra. In a white tank top and Daisy Dukes, she hoses down a black Cadillac Escalade. A basic car wash turns into a rap video as she bends over to retrieve sponge and bucket, shakes her tush in the camera, and grinds on the grill of the truck. Not easily recognizable with all the belly dancing and gyrating, but Kendra's tank top has a Confederate flag graphic on the side, and apparently this stirred up some feelings in fans. I don't want to give Kendra too much grace here, but I do wonder if she even grasped the symbolism. Many like to say it simply represents Southern heritage, but most understand its dark history and opt not to wear, display, or fly a Confederate flag. While it's oddly positioned on Kendra, getting lost in the ruching of the shirt or mostly covered by her arm, Girls Next Door viewers were observant as hell.
Hef took us to Vegas to help promote the Playboy Club opening in Vegas. It'll be the first one in the world since like the 1980s.
That is so cool.
Next, we see a montage of Las Vegas landmarks, and in an interview, Bridget tells us Hef is taking the girlfriends and some playmates to Vegas to promote the opening of the first Playboy Club since the 1980s. Holly adds that the club will be in the Palms Casino at the top floor of one of the towers. She says that Roberto Cavalli has designed a brand new version of the bunny costume, and she will be wearing it in a promotional fashion show. The group, including Miss March 2005 Jillian Grace, Cybergirl Crystal Camden, and Hef's brother Keith, are set up in the Palms Hugh Hefner suite. They all head to dinner at the 9.
Before we went to dinner, we changed because I wanted to be in a looser dress for a good dinner.
I'm like wondering, those little black little balls. I wonder what that could taste like.
Kendra tries black little balls for the first time. Caviar, of course, but neither Kendra nor Bridget seem to have a very sophisticated palate. Chicken fingers and yellow mustard. If you know, you know. After dinner, they head to the casino, and Hef gives the girls $500 each to gamble.
I've never gambled in my life and don't ever plan on doing it, so I didn't participate.
I didn't do anything.
No, you can.
No, I'm mad. I don't like this. I feel like I've been cheated. Honestly, he did not.
Bridget, unfamiliar with the proper hit or stay gestures, inadvertently forfeits her turn at blackjack. And she's never gotten over it. After accusing the dealer of cheating, she picks up a few tips and plays a couple good hands. But Bridget is still sour even today when she recollects this episode on the Girls Next Level podcast. It's a little dramatic. It's a little grudge holding. It's a little Bridget. It looks like Kendra was cropped out of this scene, and viewers concluded it was because she was underage at the time, so production couldn't show her drinking and gambling. But it's also concluded that's more than likely what she was doing out of frame. The crew attends an after-party hosted by casino and resort owner George Maloof. Wearing cocktail dresses and high heels, the girls toss free throws in a hotel suite which has been converted into a basketball arena.
George Maloof was having a party at the new tower that the Palms is building, and they had a special suite called the Hardwood Suite, which is basically a basketball court with a couple of beds in it, and it was just really cool to have a party in there because shooting free throws when you're drunk is a lot of fun.
If you shoot from over here, you can use the backboard a little bit. If you shoot from the angle, you got nothing working for you.
I know, I don't care.
I think Hef was really embarrassed because I wasn't making any of the baskets.
Party guests stand front row cheering on Kendra as she swishes ball after ball through the net. Hef looks amazed and proud of his athletic girlfriend. Holly continuously misses her shots, so Hef suggests she switch locations to take advantage of the backboard like Kendra. With that seemingly benign critique, Holly shrivels onto a bed and eventually just lays down in the middle of the celebration. And guys, I can't overlook these moments. They are so obvious to me now. In earlier recaps, I explained my POV on Holly disengaging during group settings. I believe it mostly had to do with Kendra, and the attention Holly perceived was stolen from her when Kendra's life of the party energy took center stage. We first saw it happen at Kendra's birthday luau when Holly fell asleep on the pavement while guests played games and socialized in the pool. During fight night, featuring Barbie Benton's return to the mansion, Holly stormed off. One of her many excuses for that situation was that she could overhear Barbie talking to Hef. Incidentally, and shortly before Holly left the event, I recall Barbie's friend making a remark about how adorable Kendra was. Then, again, Holly exited the Playmate House barbecue early, which she was hosting, when Hef and Kendra were allegedly, quote-unquote, being gross. So it's my opinion that despite Holly's denials, jealousy ran deep, and seeing as she wasn't competitive like Kendra, her response was to just retreat. It's passive-aggressive, which is the exact opposite of Kendra. See what I mean? These two were so different, they were bound to have conflict.
Yes, you did. I kept telling you to use the backboard.
I was so tired. At the hardwood suite, I was kind of starting to nod off on the bed.
Are you ready to turn in?
I'm always ready to turn in.
All right.
And we left Bridget and Kendra down there to party, because they want to get the most out of the whole Vegas experience.
The party in the basketball suite is packed and lively, so it's pretty hard not to notice Holly attempting to take a nap. Concerned or maybe just embarrassed, Hef asks her if she's ready to turn in, and she says yes. In a rare offer, Hef tells Bridget and Kendra they can stay out as late as they want. So Holly gets Hef to herself. Bridget and Kendra get freedom. Within the confines of the basketball suite and the Palms Resort. Vegas glitters, but control remains intact. A trip to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum the next day is a fun excursion. The group gets a gag out of the Hugh Hefner exhibit, with him on a rotating bed and an electronic voice box mimicking his speech with different expressions. A Playboy store in the Caesars Forum shops welcomes the girlfriends, and they are told to enjoy a shopping spree.
We went to the Playboy store, which none of us had ever seen, and it was great. We went on a shopping spree.
Let's start shopping. So you gonna get one of these?
I don't know how that all works.
They said we can get whatever, so I'm getting whatever.
Now, I agree with Holly and Bridget here because on their podcast, Girls Next Level, they recollect how vague this offer was and how it was unclear what shopping spree meant. Does it mean pick an item and we'll comp the bill, or is it a supermarket sweep where you grab all you can within a time limit? We need some ground rules. Crystal-studded leather jackets aside, the girls seem to interpret the rules modestly. That evening, the group meets Roberto Cavalli at a restaurant called the Voodoo Lounge in the Rio Hotel. Kendra is radiant in all white to match her new white leather Playboy jacket. With a table full of fun cocktails and Cavalli running late, Kendra tries a cheeky move.
So there's a rumor saying that you wanted to stay an extra night.
Did you hear that rumor?
Yeah. Is that true?
I'm ready to get out of here right now.
No.
Shows you how wrong those rumors are.
No.
Turning to Hef, she nervously strokes her hair and says, "There's a rumor you want to stay an extra night." But Daddy puts her firmly back in place. "I'm ready to get out of here right now," shows you how wrong those rumors can be. He poses the remark playfully, but he's dead serious. And I gotta wonder, if it were Holly inquiring about staying away from the mansion longer, I'm not sure his response would have been so touché. Finally, Cavalli arrives, a model on his arm, and a Playboy bunny pendant around his neck, which he's stringed onto a leather cord like a bolo tie. "I'm a beautiful bunny man," he keeps repeating in a thick Italian accent. Naturally, Kendra brings up the Olive Garden when discussing fine Italian eateries with Roberto Cavalli. The man couldn't be more genuinely confused. "Ah, Kendra. We're going to come visit you in Italy. Hef said it was okay." She's doing that thing, testing how far she can push and what she can get. Though Roberto kindly agrees to host the girls, you see him nodding in the positive, but side-eyeing towards Hef, almost fearfully. Watch it again, I swear. It's fair to say a visit to Cavalli's Italian villa never transpired. Next, it's Club Rain, where Holly will strut in a fashion show, unveiling the new bunny costume. After the costume premiere, Holly, in black bunny suit, dances on a platform hoisted high above the crowd. The episode wraps up in finale fashion, each of the girls commenting in reflection.
Being involved in Playboy has affected my life in ways that I can't even describe, just because it's not just being involved with Playboy, it's, being in Hef's life, and we're in love, and it really it affects everything I do. I love Hef, and I love the girls, and I love the direction all of our lives has taken.
Holly, the one who loves Hef, discusses being in love and her involvement in Playboy and how pleased she is with the current trajectory of life. She adds that she loves her girlfriend counterparts. Maybe she'd been coached at this point to can the chatter about getting rid of them.
So many of my dreams have already come true, and now I'm aspiring for so much more, and the doors are opening, and I just feel like now's my time to shine.
Bridget, the driven one, recognizes the opportunities coming her way, so she plans to aspire to do and be more. It's her time to shine.
I think being involved with Playboy and Hef's life changed my life a lot. The things around me have changed, but I haven't changed.
Kendra, the impulsive but gracious one, says that while Playboy has changed her life, she is still the same person. And I find that conclusion accurate and intelligent. The scene fades to black as Kendra continues. Playboy will be huge. Playboy will rule the world. In 2005, that felt plausible. Because at that moment in time, Playboy was everywhere. It was aspirational. It was cultural currency. It was a brand people didn't really question. They just participated in. But watching it now with a little distance and a fully formed frontal lobe, you start to see something else. What looked effortless was actually highly managed. What looked spontaneous was often scripted. And what looked like freedom came with very specific boundaries. We've been watching those boundaries all season. We saw it in who got attention and how quickly that attention could shift. We saw it in who spoke up and who swallowed it. We saw it in the outfits, the events, the routines, even the fun. Nothing was random. Everything had a lane. And each of the girls learned how to move within it in completely different ways. Holly tried to master the system. She followed the rules, refined the image, positioned herself as the one who fit the role best, hoping that would translate into security, into permanence, into something real. Bridget embraced the opportunity. She treated the whole experience like a launch pad, networking, participating, saying yes to everything, fully aware that this might not last forever, so she was going to get everything she could out of it. And Kendra disrupted it. Not intentionally, not strategically, but just by being exactly who she was. Loud, physical, unpredictable, impossible to fully contain. And that made her magnetic, but it also made her the least compatible with the structure she was in. 3 completely different approaches to the same environment. And none of them, not one, was built to last there long term. That's the part the show doesn't say out loud. Now zoom out a little, and it's not just about the mansion, it's about the time. Because 2005 loved a very specific kind of woman. Confident but not threatening, sexy but controlled, outspoken but only in ways that were entertaining. You could take up space as long as it was the right kind of space. And that's why the Pussycat Dolls fit so perfectly into this moment. It looked like power, it sounded like independence, but it was also choreographed, rehearsed, and tightly directed. Same thing here. The girls next door gave us a version of the world that felt more real, but the same rules were still running in the background. And every now and then, they slipped. In a look, in a reaction, in someone quietly checking out of a party instead of competing for attention. Those were the moments that mattered, because they showed us the difference between the image and the person holding it together. So when this season wraps with Vegas lights, new costumes, and everyone smiling for the camera, it feels like a high note. But if you've been paying attention, it's not really a conclusion. It's a setup. Because the version of this life that works on camera is already starting to crack off camera. And that's where things get interesting. So with that, we've officially rehashed season 1. Every side eye, every outfit, every, wait, did you catch that? Moment that turned out to mean way more than it seemed. I'm so glad you went down this rabbit hole with me because, let's be honest, none of us were analyzing power dynamics in 2005. We were busy trying to find a trucker hat that said something mildly inappropriate and learning how to do eyeliner with a foam applicator. Wow, we've grown. Now, if you want more deep dives, more connections, if you want a season 2 of more Girls Next Door, please let me know with a rating, a like, a share, and meet me in the comments. If you've got thoughts, theories, opinions, or a little bit of tea, I'm listening. Head over to moregirlsnextdoor.com and submit a contact form. Thank you for being here. Thank you for thinking deeper. Thank you for remembering with sparkle and questioning with clarity. I love you guys, and I sure hope to see you next time.
On the bricks.